Dear students, I am Dr. Rajiv Sapre. This is lecture number 14 about the topic topology of metric spaces. In all the previous lectures, we were discussing problems where we have to prove that particular function is a metric on a given set. We will continue with such problems because there are many problems that we can work on. But then we will try variety of problems. So now first we will do this thing that let x be a set of, see, x we will talk or x we will take as set of all real valued continuous functions, set of all real valued continuous functions on closed interval 0 1, right? And then define d as a function from set what we can say x cross x to R, right? And the definition will be d of f comma g is equal to integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx, mod of fx minus gx dx. Then we have to prove that this d is a metric on this set. To try to understand first what is the nature of the set. It is not real numbers etc. It is set of all real valued continuous functions. त्या प्रत्येक शब्दाचा अर्थ लक्षात घ्या. रियल व्हॅल्यूड याचा अर्थ काय? फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यू इज अ रियल नंबर. They are continuous functions. Continuous where? On the closed interval 0 1. When you say function is continuous on closed interval 0 1, it means it is continuous at every point in that interval. Every point you take of this closed interval, function is continuous at that point. This is what it means. And on these functions you have defined this as a function df comma g. It is integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx. So now how to prove that this is a metric? So we can say here, prove that d is metric on x naturally. D is metric on x. So you know all the four properties we have to establish. So now first start with this dfg. Now what is dfg? It is equal to integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx. Okay. Now we know that fx minus gx, whenever you take mod of that, this quantity, mod of fx minus gx, see now what has happened here is f and g are real valued functions. म्हणजे ही जी fx आहे हा एक रियल नंबर आहे, gx हा एक रियल नंबर आहे. म्हणजे दोन रियल नंबरचं सबट्रॅक्शन करून तुम्ही त्याची ॲब्सोल्यूट व्हॅल्यू घेतली तर डेफिनेटली इट इज ग्रेटर दॅन ऑर इक्वल टू 0. आणि इंटिग्रेशनमध्ये ज्यावेळी तुम्ही इंटिग्रंड जो आहे, इथे आता इंटिग्रंड म्हणजे काय? इंटिग्रंड मीन्स असं फंक्शन की ज्याचं मी इंटिग्रेशन घेतो आहे. मग ते इथे काय आहे? मॉड ऑफ एफ एक्स मायनस जी एक्स. दिस इज द इंटिग्रंड हियर. अँड मॉड ऑफ एफ एक्स मायनस जी एक्स इज ऑलवेज ग्रेटर दॅन ऑर इक्वल टू 0. So the integration of that is also greater than or equal to 0. That is a well known rule. The integrand, if it is greater than or equal to 0, integration is also greater than 0 or equal to 0. So this is bound to be greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because we can say as mod of fx minus gx, as mod of fx minus gx is greater than or equal to 0. Right. Now second case. Second case means what? To prove that dfg is equal to 0, we have to prove if and only if f is equal to g. Now these are not numbers. What do you mean by f is equal to g? F and g are functions. Whenever and these functions are, how are these functions? They are real valued continuous functions. कशावर डिफाइन केलेले आहेत ही फंक्शन्स? क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1. मग मी कधी म्हणणार एफ आणि जी इक्वल आहेत म्हणून? एफ आणि जी दे आर इक्वल इफ अँड ओनली इफ फॉर ऑल एक्स बिलॉंगिंग टू 0-1 एफ ऑफ एक्स इज सेम ॲज जी ऑफ एक्स. आपल्याला हे माहिती पाहिजे. वेन फंक्शन्स आर इक्वल, देअर फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यूज आर इक्वल at every point in the set, on the set where the functions are defined. Okay, so what we have to do now, we can first note that if f and instead of g, suppose I take f, right? We see that we can say, we see that d f of f, df comma f, right? This is 0 definitely. Why? Because in this case, definition, by definition of d, what we find, it will be integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus fx, but that means it is 0. And you know, integrate, definite integral of 0 dx means if I am taking integration with respect to x, it is 0 bound to be. So this is obvious, this is obvious. Okay, so we assume now, this is one observation that we will use further. Now we assume, what we assume, that df comma g is equal to 0. Now what I have to prove? F is equal to g, right? We assume df comma g is equal to 0 to prove that f is equal to g. But whenever you say f is equal to g, आपणाला इंटरनली माहिती पाहिजे ह्याचा अर्थ काय. तर प्रत्येक फंक्शनची व्हॅल्यू, म्हणजे एक कुठलाही पॉईंट मी घेतला 0-1 या क्लोज इंटरवल मधला, समजा मी x घेतला, तर x ला f आणि g हे मॅच व्हायला पाहिजेत, म्हणजेच fx आणि gx सेम असले पाहिजेत. ओके, सो assume that dfg is 0 and to prove that f is equal to g. Now what does it mean? See, dfg is 0, याचाच अर्थ काय झाला? dfg जर मी 0 म्हटलं तर त्याचाच अर्थ काय झाला? What does that imply? It implies integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx is equal to 0. Okay, now to show that f is equal to g for all x belonging to closed interval 0-1, to prove that fx is equal to gx for all x belonging to closed interval 0-1, असं आपल्याला सिद्ध करायचं आहे आता. सो सपोज इफ पॉसिबल एक पॉईंट आहे समजा त्याच्यामध्ये x0 या क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1 मधला, की तिथे ते fx आणि gx इक्वल नाहीत. बघा, आपण असं ॲश्युम करूया, सपोज इफ पॉसिबल, राइट, देयर एक्झिस्ट x0 belonging to closed interval 0-1 where f of x0 and g of x0 they are not equal. आपल्याला असं नाही असं सिद्ध करायचं. We want to prove that every point which is in closed interval 0-1 the functional value matches, but we will assume that they are not equal. Now whenever fx minus fx is not equal to gx, what I can say, when fx is not equal to gx, obviously means f of x0 is not equal to g of x0, it implies, so f of x0 is not equal to g of x0 will imply mod of fx0 minus gx0 will be greater than or equal to 0. right? Mod of fx0 minus 0 minus gx0 will be, now they are not equal, we are assuming, so it will be not greater than 0 only. We need not say greater than or equal to 0, it can be just greater than 0. Okay, so that means what? It implies mod of f minus g, हे जे फंक्शन आहे त्याची व्हॅल्यू ॲट x0 इज ग्रेटर दॅन 0. This is what we get. Now, okay, so I hope you understood this. I'm going to erase this slide now. See again what we are actually trying to do. आपल्याला हे प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे की डिस्टन्स बिटवीन एफ अँड जी 0 इफ अँड ओनली इफ एफ इज इक्वल टू जी. मग ते पहिल्यांदा आधी एफ आणि जी इक्वल असताना ते एफ आणि एफचं डिस्टन्स 0च असतं. आपण इथे नोंद केलेली आहे ती डी एफ एफ इज ऑलवेज 0. नाव सपोज now we want to prove dfg is 0 implies f and g are equal. म्हणून आपण काय केलं, एक पॉईंट समजा असेल कुठेतरी क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1 मधला जिथे या फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यूज मॅच होत नाही, तो पॉईंट समजा मी x0 घेतला, तर मग काय होईल बघा, f of x0 इज नॉट इक्वल टू g of x0 असा हा पॉईंट आहे. ओके, म्हणजेच काय झालं, मॉड ऑफ fx मायनस gx0 मॉड ऑफ f of x0 मायनस g of x0 विल बी ग्रेटर दॅन 0. आणि f of x0 minus g of x0 from algebra of functions we know it is f minus g at x0, it is greater than 0. This is up to this we have come, right? Now we will proceed. What we can now write is this, that okay, so now you know that, so now what is from where we are starting actually, we have got this, that mod of f of x0 मायनस म्हणजे मायनस जी ऑफ x0, राईट, विच इज सेम ॲज मॉड ऑफ एफ मायनस जी ॲट x0 is greater than 0. This is what we have got. Okay, but now we know that f and g, these are functions from closed interval 0-1 to r, right, and are continuous functions. Right, now once you know they are continuous, by algebra of continuous functions we know that f minus g, which is also a function from closed interval 0-1 to r, is also continuous. R means this R is also continuous functions. Okay, and what, f minus g of x0 is not equal to 0. Okay, now when f minus g of x0 is greater than 0, that is what we have said. So let we can say mod of f minus g of x0 means mod of fx0 minus g of x0. Now this value is greater than 0, right? So you take it as say alpha, which is greater than 0, and what we can do is let epsilon is equal to epsilon, you can choose epsilon as say alpha by 2. Now we are sure that this is positive alpha, so alpha by 2 is also positive, so epsilon is positive. So now as the function f and g is continuous, as f minus g is continuous function, right, by using definition of continuity, what we can say, there exists delta greater than 0. बघा continuity definition काय असते, for given epsilon greater than 0 there exists delta greater than 0 where certain conditions are satisfied. So we will say there exists delta greater than 0 such that what, alpha by 2 means that alpha by 2 is your epsilon less than or equal to mod of f of x minus g of x is less than or equal to 3 alpha by 2 for all x belonging to x0 minus delta to x0 plus delta. Okay, so what does it mean? That implies integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx, integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx will be greater than or equal to x0 minus delta to x0 plus delta mod of fx minus gx dx. Right, and that means it is greater than or equal to integral x0 minus delta to x0 plus delta alpha by 2 dx. Okay, so what is that now? Alpha by 2 dx is what? See, whenever you take integration, alpha by 2 is constant, so you have to just take integration of dx from x0 minus delta to x0 plus delta. dx चं इंटिग्रेशन x असतं, म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही x0 प्लस डेल्टा त्याच्यामधून x0 मायनस डेल्टा सबट्रॅक्ट करणार, म्हणजे x0 कॅन्सल होणार. बघा इथे मी लिहितो पाहिजे तर अल्फा बाय 2 इंटिग्रल x0 मायनस डेल्टा टू x0 प्लस डेल्टा आणि dx फक्त, म्हणजेच काय होणार? दिस इज इक्वल टू वॉट? आय विल से हिअर इट, दिस इज इक्वल टू अल्फा बाय 2 आणि ह्याचं dxचं इंटिग्रेशन x, त्यामुळे x लिहिणार मी, आणि इथे लोअर लिमिट इंटिग्रेशनचं x0 मायनस डेल्टा, अप्पर लिमिट x0 प्लस डेल्टा. सो व्हॉट यू विल हॅव? इट विल बी अल्फा बाय 2 इंटू ब्रॅकेट x0 प्लस डेल्टा मधून तुम्ही x0 मायनस डेल्टा सबट्रॅक्ट करणार, म्हणजे मायनस x0 आणि प्लस डेल्टा होईल. त्यामुळे हे मायनस डेल्टा x0 मायनस x0 कॅन्सल होईल, 2 डेल्टा होईल, त्याला तुम्ही डेल्टाने म्हणजे 2 ने डिव्हाइड करणार, म्हणजे ते अल्फा इंटू डेल्टा असं होईल. बरोबर ना? अल्फा इंटू डेल्टा हे ग्रेटर दॅन 0 आहे. राईट, सो मग जर हे ग्रेटर दॅन 0 असेल तर इंटिग्रल 0 टू 1 मॉड ऑफ एफ एक्स मायनस जी एक्स हे जे 0 आहे त्याला हे कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन आलं. राईट, सो वी कॅन से दिस contradicts integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx is equal to 0. Hence our assumption is wrong. आपण काय अश्यूम केलं होतं की let integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx is not equal to 0. That is wrong. Okay, and so we are through. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ काय झाला? कुठलाही मी x घेतला क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1 मधला, तर फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यू ॲट x अंडर f अँड फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यू ॲट x अंडर g दॅट मॅचेस. Okay, so from this we can finally conclude that fx is equal to gx. That means f is equal to g for all x belonging to closed interval 0-1. याचाच अर्थ काय? हे जे काय लिहिलंय मी फंक्शन मॅच होतं, म्हणजेच काय त्यांच्या फंक्शनल व्हॅल्यूज मॅच होतात. जेव्हा तुम्ही असं म्हणताय की फंक्शन इज इक्वल ऑन क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1, याचाच अर्थ काय? ॲट एव्हरी पॉईंट इन दिस क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1 f of x and g of x are identical. Okay, so this proves the second part actually. Now coming to third part, what we have to prove is symmetry, and that is not difficult. Symmetry म्हणजे तुम्ही काय करणार? You have to prove dfg is same as dgf, right? So here third part now, third part of the proof. So it will be what? You start with dfg. What is dfg? It is integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx and dx. Now this we can write as integral 0 to 1, right, mod of gx minus fx. याच्यामध्ये काही बदल नाहीच आहे ना. सी कसं आहे की fx आणि gx हे रियल नंबर्स आहेत. का रियल नंबर्स आहेत? तर ती फंक्शन्स रियल व्हॅल्यूड फंक्शन्स आहेत. ते रियल नंबर असल्यामुळे तुम्ही हे साधा समजा तुम्ही हे ए आणि बी घेतलात तर मॉड ऑफ ए मायनस बी आणि मॉड ऑफ बी मायनस ए हे सेम असतं. त्यामुळे हे दिस इज नथिंग बट डी जी एफ. सो दिस इज द सिमेट्री प्रूफ फॉर ऑल एफ अँड जी बिलॉंगिंग टू C01 असं त्याला नोटेशन आहे. C01 म्हणजेच कंटिन्युअस फंक्शन्स ऑन क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0-1. नाउ लास्ट पार्ट, ट्रायंगल इनइक्वालिटी वी हॅव टू प्रूव्ह. सो त्याच्यासाठी मग एक फंक्शन घ्या, लेट h belongs to C01. Okay, now what? Consider dfh, right? You consider, start with df comma h. What is this now? It is integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus hx dx. This is by definition, right? But now these are real numbers, so you can usual triangle inequality of real numbers we can introduce here. So now this I can write as, see, suppose I take a mod of fx minus hx, mod of fx minus hx, right? This I can write as equal to mod of, introduce g now, mod of fx minus gx plus gx minus hx, right? Now this can be written as less than or equal to mod of fx minus gx plus mod of gx minus hx. Now this quantity is less than or equal to this quantity, so integration of this from closed interval 0 1 is less than or equal to integration of this from closed interval 0 1. Okay, so now what we can say, so integral from closed interval 0 1, integral on closed interval 0 1 of mod of fx minus hx, okay, will be less than or equal to integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx plus integral 0 to 1 mod of gx minus hx dx. But by definitions, you know, this is dfg, left hand side, dfh, sorry, and this will be less than or equal to dfg plus dgh, right? So triangle inequality proved. So now all these things that we have discussed proves that the set of continuous functions on closed interval 0 1 with that particular d is a metric space. So here now we can conclude, that this is okay, means finally now we can say, so from 1 2 3 4 that we have proved, right? From, sorry, so now we can say from all the above discussion, we can say now that, okay, what we can say, continuous functions over, sorry, this is something going wrong, okay, I will improve it, I will delete all this. So conclusion now directly I will write C01 D is a metric space. Okay, what was the definition of D? D of f comma g is integral 0 to 1 mod of fx minus gx dx. Okay, so I hope you understood whatever is discussed in this. This is a very important set, C01. अशा टर्मिनॉलॉजीज आपण आता वापरणार. सी क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 01, सी क्लोज्ड इंटरवल AB, capital C indicates it is a set of continuous functions defined on that interval. Here the interval is 0 1. Okay, and now we have to define certain function from that suppose that C01 is capital X, त्याला आपण capital X म्हटलं, तर मग तुम्हाला कॅपिटल एक्स क्रॉस एक्स टू आर असं एक फंक्शन आपण डिफाईन केलं, डी एफ कॉमा जी इंटिग्रल 0 to 1 मॉड ऑफ एफ एक्स मायनस जी एक्स, आणि ते लिगल फंक्शन आहे. मॉड ऑफ एफ एक्स मायनस जी एक्स हा एक रिअल नंबर आहे, आणि त्या रिअल नंबर डी एक्स याचं इंटिग्रेशन आणि त्याची व्हॅल्यू क्लोज्ड इंटरवल 0 1 मध्ये, सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ रिअल नंबर. and we proved that it is a metric, right? So I hope you understood. We will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.